don't get a good night's sleep because you have to watch your belongings. So you too are going through something. So don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's from a family member, a church member, someone in the school. Even go to, I work for the police department. Even see if you can speak. I don't know how it is out in Jamaica. Even if you can speak to someone in law enforcement, don't try to handle it yourself, but don't ignore little Johnny also.
I got you. So, what are the sort of best practices you've seen in handling bullying generally, whether in a shelter or otherwise? What do you see as actually the real best way to handle these issues when you identify it, whether it's in the school or whether in the home? How do you see this?
Wait, I'm not understanding the question because you're breaking up.
Okay. All right. I'm questioning to say how, what are some of the best practices that you may have seen in handling cases of bullying?
What are some of the best practice on handling
Bullying,
bullying in the shelters or
generally.
just in general?
Generally. Just generally.
To
I'm expanding
him,
the range of the question.
okay, in general, first of all, us as adults, we have to nip it in the bud before it escalates. Okay, we have to take care of it. Us as kids, we have to not be afraid to tell someone. Don't be afraid to tell anyone. If you can't talk to your parents, go to your neighbor. You can't talk to your neighbor, go to the school. You can't talk to the school, keep going. Do not stop. Do not stop. And that's what my problem was. I just stopped. I told everyone, but no one cared or whatever. So I just buried it. Don't stop. Don't give up. Please
Yeah.
remember, whatever who that person that's bullying you, trust me, they're going through something also because they're also in a shelter. They also
Mm.
lost stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know how to deal with it either. So they're going through stuff also. But speak to someone. Maybe there could be an advocate that can bring you two together, the bullying and the kid that's being bullied, the families. Maybe there could be an advocate that can help, an expert that can help, but don't just sweep it under the rug and think that it's going to help itself.
Rita, this has been such a powerful conversation. I want to try and recap some of the things you said. And
Mhm.
what I got is that caregivers, shelter managers, responsible persons, justice of the peace, etc., who may be in the shelter, have to be observant,
Yeah.
have to continually observe what is happening, the interaction between persons, adults, and with the children. And two, is that we can't leave them out. We don't think of them as just, oh they're kids. You have to recognize that they can't cope with issues the way we have learned to cope. So their coping mechanisms are less. So therefore, we have to be really mindful of what's happening with them. And to do that, it means that we have to really observe them closely. And when we see changes in behaviors, we have to really sit down with them in a non-confrontational way, create a safe space, and ask them what's wrong. What's changed. Either you may be acting out, or you've pulled yourself in a corner and you're being by yourself. And then, as a caregiver, what's critical is that you to, if there is an issue, recognize whether it's something you believe you can handle, but more importantly, try and reach out to a professional because, and this is a huge takeaway for me from this conversation, it digs deep. The impact can be lifelong, long lasting. So we really have to
And
address this in
some
whatever way
people
possible.
Some people who are bullied, who are just looking for something, thank God I can say that I was strong, but I haven't always been like this. Unfortunately, some kids who are being bullied, and you can look at the stats, I don't have the stats, but they end up committing suicide because they didn't know how to face it, which is
Oh wow,
extremely sad, which is really, really sad.
that's real.
And I was actually, what us as parents also have to do is be mindful of our kids' social media. We definitely have to check their social media
I'm gonna ask you to
and be
repeat that because I
mindful.
believe you broke up a bit. So
We have to be mindful about kids'
I'm gonna
social
ask you to repeat
media.
that because you broke up a bit.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, so I'm gonna ask you to repeat because you broke up a bit.
Okay, us as parents, as adults, we have to be mindful about our kids' social media because that's important. Because a lot of these shelters, I don't know how these shelters are, but some of them have like gaming areas for the kids where they can go on the internet. So we have to watch that
Mhm.
also. So if they're on the internet, we have to watch what they're watching on the internet while they're in this situation because they're looking for an outlet. Even if they're in school and they have to go home to the shelter, they're on the internet looking for an outlet. So we have to be mindful and we have to monitor what they're watching. Did I break up?
You brought this a whole new scale. Totally, I totally get you. Uh, so, so caregivers, I think you've got some important information, which I'm sure you knew, but I hope this serves as reinforcement and hopes to put the whole issue under the microscope that we can create the improvement for those youngsters who are our future. And this is our responsibility to guide them. So, Rita, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think I've exhausted all my questions at this point in time. It's really, really, really interesting hearing what you have to say and really gave us a new perspective as to what we need to do and take care of our young ones in particular. So, friends, thank you all for viewing, and we will speak another time. Rita,
Okay,
thank you so
I'm
much.
praying for Jamaica. Stay strong.
Thank you, Rita. We do need it. Bye,
Take
everyone.
care.
Have a wonderful day.
Okay,
Bye.
bye bye.